We had a chance to go over to Acrisure Stadium in a nice, windy, cold. Matter of fact, I've never seen it probably as windy as it was. It was gusty. Wasn't easy to throw the ball. I've never seen the metal benches that we have on the sideline on game day blew over like several times. I think they even blew over with a heavy Gatorade jug on them. But we got some really good work in there. It was great to get some of the young guys, some of the new guys in that stadium to see what they had. Defense won the scrimmage. We got about. I would say we got about, we got 45 plays with the ones and twos on both sides of the ball. So it means, some good reps there. 45 with the ones, 45 with the twos, and got another 25 with the threes out there, having three solid groups get work. Our kickers got to get in the stadium on a windy day, and they started off slow, but really finished strong. I was impressed with the way they, sometimes kickers after a couple misses and feeling the wind and shoot the American flag was going, like it was blowing. But it was good for those guys to get in and feel that. So I think it was a great experience for our guys to go in there. I think we had a good day. Again, defense won it. Defense played well. Still had some busts, that we didn't take advantage of on offensively. And like I always say, you lose a scrimmage when you turn the ball over. So we turned the ball over on offense, and primarily the reason we lost it. I thought the offense ran the ball pretty good, especially the ones. I think they averaged like 4.3 or 4.5 yards per carry. But the passing game wasn't where it needed to be. Questions?
Those turnovers, you see more mistakes by the offense, or your defense just making plays?
That's a great question, Chris. I would say it was more mistakes by the offense. I wish I could say they were takeaways, but they were giveaways, probably more than takeaways. So, just some plays that we can't do.
Interceptions or fumbles?
A little bit of both. I think 2 fumbles and a couple interceptions. So,
that
1 fumble, I think.
So is there an overall good value to have that type of conditions? You don't know what you might face during the year.
Yeah, I mean, no question about it. I mean, it was probably a nice November day. We hope it's like that in November, but no, it was great to get out in those conditions. We're going to get in that stadium regardless. We had some snow flurries, some hail. We had a little bit of everything. So, it's always, for the kickers, for the quarterbacks, for everybody, to feel, what it's like in there and deal with the weather, because you're going to deal with the weather, whether it's real hot or real cold or windy or whatever it may be. It was a little bit of both.
How is Brookins progressing?
Cruce Brookins is doing a heck of a job. I think midway through the year he hit a little freshman wall last year. I asked him that about 2 weeks ago. But he said, he made the comment, it's a long season. You think about a high school player coming out and jumping in and playing a lot for us, especially on third down. He's got 4 turnover stickers. I mean, he's had a great spring so far. So we keep that up. Cruce is looking good.
What did you see from the quarterbacks in the scrimmage?
I think, for the most part, besides the interceptions, they were solid. Again, one of those windy days where the ball's floating, But, again, it wasn't good enough, period. And they know it. And I don't care if it's windy. You got to put it on the guys. We just didn't complete as many balls as we need to.
I think we talked a lot this spring about how it's the second year in the offense. Everybody's going through it for the second time. But you have 3 transfer receivers, 2 freshman receivers, 3 new offensive linemen. I mean, is it as smooth as you would hope it to be in the second year of the offense? Or
it is. It is. I mean, even with the new guys, they've picked it up well. Especially the offensive line, I would say. Blocking is blocking. Their job is to block, and they've all seen 5 techniques before, whether it's here or somewhere else. They've all know what a 3 technique is, and a 2-eye and a shade, so they know what they're blocking. So I think it's been less for them, but for the receivers to learn all the terminology and get lined up in all the different formations, get the motions going. It's been good. It's been a lot better than last year for sure with the skill guys and route running and understanding that, but it's still not where we need it to be. Again, some of those picks, I mean, you can blame it on the quarterback, blame it on receivers, running the wrong route, too deep, whatever it may be, not coming back to the ball, but it can't happen.
You said it's been smooth with the players. I think you said that they feel like they're much further ahead as far as offensively than they were last year. So some of the stuff you see on Saturday surprise you in terms of mistakes like that?
No, I think anytime you go in the stadium and and again it's the first live scrimmage. I think I mentioned maybe last Thursday after practice, I I think everybody's got a plan until they get hit. It's alive the whole time. Again, we didn't go that many plays. We'll have more plays this coming Saturday. But I think the operation for the most part was pretty good. That's what you're looking for. And then you got to make plays in the scrimmage, and you got to come ready to roll. And the defense was cranked up. The defense played with a lot of energy too. So I would say it's whoever wins that scrimmage, it's going to be based on turnovers, and it's going to be based on energy. And the defense got the turnovers, and they had the energy. Defense was, I think anytime it's like the whole practice is live, defense gets cranked up, and the offense is looking like, we haven't done much of that. So they'll be much more prepared for this Saturday coming up.
Is it obvious that these guys are more accustomed to the speed, play after play after play?
There's no question about it. I mean, the tempo, they've got that down, and again, we've adjusted our tempos a little bit, so we do a little bit of everything. But yeah, we've done a much better job of lining up quick and getting that, like I said, that operation before even the play starts. Now we got to still continue to clean up the operation part of it once the ball's snapped.
From a player standpoint, who sparks that energy? Who brings that energy on the defensive side?
On the defense, I think it starts with Kyle Lewis. Brookins brings it. Ghost brings it. On the D line, I think there's a lot of guys. I mean, defense is just different. They get to go attack and react and all those things. I think it's always easier to have more energy on defense. And again, at this point in the season, in spring ball, the offense is always going to be behind the defense. Any place I've ever been.
You mentioned Cruce maybe hitting the wall last year. I mean, what did he do to break through it?
I think it's just time and experience, right? I mean, he's playing, wish he was playing at the end of the year like he's playing right now. Just confidence, and it's wear and tear, and week after week, it just becomes, it's the same thing in the NFL. I mean, you look at some of the, the lengths of an NFL season. I mean, it's a lot of football. It's a lot of meetings. It's a lot of, locked in. So, he's been great.
It looked like Kenny Johnson made a couple of plays, a touchdown in the scrimmage. What have you just seen from his development heading into his third year?
Kenny, he keeps getting better. I mean, he knows where to go. He can make plays. He does a great job catching the football. I mean, and I know Eli trusts him. So, there's an element of respect there for both those guys. And Kenny's done a nice job for us.
What about Terror Sticks? What have you seen from him?
I think he had one catch and got some yards after the catch was good. He does a nice job blocking. Blue's been good.
Changing it up a little bit, any details for you guys on what you're doing tomorrow in terms of Mason Alexander?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
I
got the Mason part.
Release about just Mason Alexander for tomorrow, but what are your plans, perfect plans?
Yeah, our plans, Nathan, tomorrow, actually we got coaches going out today. There's a viewing this evening, around 4 o'clock, I believe, Indy time. So I'll be out there today and tomorrow to see the family. To me it was important to get there today as well. Tomorrow will be a rush. But to be able to, pay your respects today. And then we've got probably 60 guys going out tomorrow as far as on the team, and then a bunch of support staff as well, coaches and support staff. So
when we're out there at practice, we can see all those stickers you guys get on your helmets and takeaways. Is it, who's the favorite right now, you or Kyle Lewis? And with more of those.
Me and him's tied up right now. Like, me and him got a bet going on, like, who could get the most during the whole spring. So me and him been competing, trying to get the most. But we're tied up right now.
What's on the line? Like, what is the winner?
No, we just like for fun. Yeah.
Are others trying to get involved in that as well, I imagine?
Well, I ain't really talked to nobody else about it, but I'm sure they are. Everybody trying to get takeaways, trying to get the ball. So we all competing.
How do you feel you guys did Saturday in that regard?
I feel like we competed well. The weather played a big factor. Like, the ball was floating a little bit more, so it was able to get more takeaways. But, yeah, it was a great competition with the offense.
Well, the turnovers that you forced or come up with, did you force fumbles, interceptions?
I got 3 picks and 1 fumble recovery.
How's your game progressing from last season?
I feel like just my knowledge on the game. I feel like I know a lot more just learning from Donovan. I feel like he taught me a lot, like playing that boundary spot. So just learning from him, watching film on him, like learning how he went and processed things on the field. So it's been good.
And 3 picks, like that's a pretty good day. Like what do you think beyond what you were saying there? Like what led to that type of production on Saturday?
I feel like just always doing my job, always being in the right position, just like knowing what the coverage is, knowing what we're trying to do and why we're doing it, and just being in the right spot at the right time.
Coach Narduzzi talked about maybe hitting a little bit of a wall or feeling like your freshman year just midway through. I mean, what did you do to try to push through that? How did you get past it?
I feel like just staying consistent. I feel like just that was the longest season I ever played football before. So like, yeah, I definitely hit a wall, but I feel like I got over it by just staying consistent, staying locked in. I feel like so, yeah.
What did you learn from Donovan McMillan just in taking it into this role this year?
I feel like the way he tackles, like the way he gets to the ball, he's always around the ball. I feel like just learning how he processes things on the field. I feel like he's a very physical guy. I feel like we complement each other well. So like just learning from him actually helped me a lot this year, like coming up, like even during the spring.
Safety, as much as mental game as a physical game, well.
Definitely. I feel like we're the quarterbacks of the defense. So I feel like you definitely got to know everything, knowing where everybody's supposed to be, knowing where you're supposed to be. So I feel like, yeah, definitely.
How is your comfort level with that? I mean, obviously it's different than last year, but where do you feel you're at as far as knowing everything on the defense?
I feel like it's been good. I feel like I've grown a lot through these past 3 years, just knowing a lot more, helping even the younger guys like Josh. Josh, he's going to be a great player as well, just thinking about him. But definitely just my knowledge has been growing. Like even when I feel like when I teach other guys, it helped me learn it more. So, yeah.
People, it feels like the offense is maybe a little further along than it was at this time last year. Where is that kind of showing up or manifesting to you?
I think just like being able to just go out and play. Like I feel like last year at this time, like I was doing a lot of thinking. What am I doing? But like now I can look at coverages and like see everything and be able to just play more fluently. You know what I mean?
You had a touchdown during the scrimmage. Can you just detail that play? What happened?
Actually, we had quick game on, so we had all slants. And Eli looked over there and seen that Cruce had cheated down a little bit, so he wasn't really going to be able to play the fade ball. Me and Eli been working on a little signal, so he threw a little signal out for me, and we just ran a fade ball, easy. Me and Eli been getting real close on those, just like being connected and like knowing if a DB is over top, where to put the ball, if I'm over top, where to put the ball, and stuff like that.
They got a relationship a receiver must have with his quarterback.
Oh yeah, for sure. Me and Eli, like even like this summer, like I'm trying to go wherever he's at just so we can throw. Like, you know what I mean? We got to be on a point where it's like on some Aaron Rodgers, like Devontae Adams stuff. You know what I mean? Like we got to be the focal point because everything's got to flow through us so everybody else can eat. You know what I mean? Me and him, if me and him have the best connection that we can possibly have, like there should be no reason that we don't score every drive.
What kind of weapons is to have that kind of connection, be able to, I guess, freelance a little, I guess, in the offense and kind of say, oh, we have a hot route or whatever, can you just at any moment?
It's nice, especially because Coach Bell's starting to trust us more. And, like, I feel like that stuff will take pressure off our other dynamic guys like Dez. Zion's been playing really good on the other side. But especially just, like, that running game, just taking people out of the box and letting Dez work. So if people are focused on me, focusing on Dez, focusing on Z, you know what I mean? So now we got a trick bag. Now we can really play and get some stuff diversified.
Kenny, to that point, like when you were able to have that just little nod to those little things of communication, I mean, do you view that as a game changer for what you guys could do?
For sure. Last year, me and Eli didn't have that. Like we didn't have like now I can almost look at Eli, look back, look again, and he knows what's up. You know what I mean? Like we almost have like we're getting to the point where we can just like feel what's going on, and we just do it. Like no, we don't have to communicate about it. Everything is just, you know what I mean?
You can actually do it without making any hand gestures or face paper gestures. The defense doesn't know what you're doing.
Yeah, sometimes. A lot of times, like that's a little predetermined. Like when we go out in the huddle, like if we get this look, you know what's up. And then a lot of times it's just based off of leverage and stuff, and just quick little hand motions or whatever work good.
Kenny, you mentioned you were able to kind of take advantage of where Cruce was on that touchdown, but other than that, what have you noticed from Cruce in his second year and what he's doing back there?
He's a dude. He's an NFL guy. I know that for sure. That's why I love competing with Cruce, because I know I'm going to see him at the next level. And he's one of those guys that show up to work every single day. Like, no matter what period it is, like, he's going to be there to work. And I love that, like, because I know I'm going to get better. I know for sure whenever I go against Cruce, I'm going to get better.
Are you the wideouts?
I wouldn't say we even really got a leader. I think we just a really good, sound group, and we have multiple leaders in our group that lead in different ways. I would say that I'm more of a, I don't think I'm much of a vocal leader, but I do lead, and I think we have other guys that lead in our room too, and I appreciate that a lot because it helps the young guys, and sometimes I can't reach certain people that our other leaders can. So I like the way that our group is and the way how like we're sound and we work together.
Who are some of the vocal leaders?
Pop's been really good lately. Zion's been getting way better, just all around, just more focused. He's been vocal. Zion's he's been way better, just focused. Who else we got in there? We got, well, obviously me. I've just been, and just the older guys and stuff, just helping out and helping with the offense and stuff.
How are the new guys, assimilated in the offense?
Way faster than I did. I mean, they're catching on. They're smart. They're fast. I like our young guys. I really do. Even on the defensive side, I like our young guys. So I think just a little bit more development, obviously, and they need to get some more reps. They need to feel certain things that you don't feel in high school, But I think they're going to be real good. I guess.
Guys who are transfers, older, but
We got Deuce. I like Deuce. Deuce been practicing good. Real physical, strong guy, ain't fast. I like the way he's running. Blue. I really like Blue. He's explosive. He makes plays when the ball comes to him, and I'm excited to see him make some more plays. So I like our transfer guys. I love him. Oh, 20, Khabib. Defense, ooh, he's nice. I like him. So yeah.
Kenny, how did how last year ended impact you preparing for this year?
I just got this chip on my shoulder. I hate losing. We went 0-6 the last 6 games. And games that just little mistakes, like little things, like just inches away from winning games, and it's just so frustrating, so like you come in here and you have that in the back of your head and like trying to instill that into the new guys that didn't go through that, you know what I mean? Like obviously the guys that went through that, we feel that. So now we got to get the younger guys to feel that because losing sucks. Nobody likes a loser, so we got to be better.
Before last year, you talked a lot about working on your route running. Where is that right now for you?
I think my route running is the best it's ever been. Still, obviously, plenty of stuff to work on. I don't think I'm all the way complete. I don't think I'm all the way at where I need to be at. And I'm going to work until I'm there. And I'm going to practice till I can't mess up.
Is there a feeling among the older players, you guys have a lot to prove this year, the amount what you've shown the last 2 seasons?
Oh yeah, for sure. For a lot of our older guys, I feel like this is pretty much our year. Like this is our prime years to really show everybody what we're about and get eyes on NFL people. You know what I mean? And just making sure that we set ourselves up for success.
How was your second year in the system different from last year?
My second year in the system, different from last year. I can say just the way the offense comes to my mind, I really don't have to think too much. It's easy for me to get the guys on the line all accord and then just playing fast, just like how we played last year.
all these new guys you've got on the line, if you had to take charge of helping them run the offense?
Yeah, so Keith, he's playing left guard right now. Jeff, he's playing a little left tackle. Kendall, he's playing some left tackle and right tackle. And honestly, like them boys already know a little bit of ball. So me just letting them know what our communication is, make sure they're on the same pages with us, and just making sure they understand our culture here at Pitt.
Now, what's the biggest thing you want to improve from from last year? And what is that culture you tell them about?
Just really just that aggressive dog mindset. Just making sure our quarterback doesn't get touched. I know we struggled a little bit. I know I struggled a little bit, gave up a couple of sacks on the season, but just make sure we fight. Like if we got a hold to keep the D linemen or linebackers away from the linebackers, but by any means or whatever it takes to keep our quarterback protected. That's the goal for us this year.
It's maybe different about the offense as a whole. We've heard there have been some tweaks and some different things going on in the cage. I don't know how you feel it's different.
I don't really think too much is different. It's more just us being more comfortable in the offense, and everybody who got kind of thrown in that fire last year, understanding like how the game is, what reads to make, just to play confident in our own game. But I don't really think too much has changed. Of course, we got some new pieces, new fast pieces, new pieces that kind of transferred in, new freshmen, just dogs too. So it's more just like understanding our feel for the offense and coming together as one.
Who are some of the guys behind you? You've got your first 5 guys that are starting to stand out, filling in the depth.
You saying behind me?
Yeah.
I would say Ryan Coretta, he's going to be really good for us. He's playing center right now. I feel like Tyree, he's going to be good. He's playing left guard. Gio, he's a young guy that's working really hard. Caleb Holmes, he's a young guy that's working really hard. Even TJ Enos, he's an older guy, but he's still a guy that's going to be a big rotation guy for us and play some hard ball for us as well.
The head coach said you guys ran the ball well on Saturday. What do you see working with the run game?
Man, I feel like our emphasis, because towards the second half of the season, I feel like we kind of got away from the run game. So we just don't want to be dominant interiorly. I know when we get inside zone call, I got to be aggressive and come off low and hard and make sure my guard sees the second level. So our emphasis for this spring is get to the second level. So as long as we get to the second level, we got some talented running backs that can hit a hole and just take off from there.
Three experienced guys coming in as transfers. You see a big difference in the overall performance of the line?
Yes, sir. Those 3 guys that came in, they came in with experience and they understand the game and they understand football. So like I said, it's more than just understanding our culture and our lingo as an O-line. But having those guys come in is definitely a big improvement in our O-line. I feel like our gel as an O-line is more complete, and like you guys said, we got some depth to the line now.
How does it impact the line when you've had a year with the quarterback?
How does it impact the line?
When you have a year with the quarterback, you kind of get to know him, know what he does, see him from a leadership standpoint.
Yeah, it's more about just like comfortability and him and trusting us and us trusting him. I know we're doing things where we can flip to protection now. It's not we're set on one thing. So it's more just about comfortability and us all just being on the same page. And now we've been here together for a year, going on our second year. I feel like it's just about just building. That's all the game of football is, just building that connection and make sure we're all on one accord.
You mentioned about depth. I mean, that was obviously an issue last year. I mean, Branson gets hurt, he kind of throws everything into the game. You know, the Clemson game where you weren't out there, the false starts and things like that. You know, short of just, well, you got to get guys more reps. How can you guys improve the depth and make sure the guys who are on the 2s or the 3s are more ready?
Right, so those guys that got to step in last year, I felt like they got to understand how the game is. So they kind of saw how fast the game is, and honestly, like, where they felt at as players. So I feel like those guys that got the chance to play, and even me, we all just learned and look back on the season and what we did wrong. Like, we know we didn't have a perfect season, so I feel like with the transfers and myself and even the guys that got the chance to play last year, they understand. So it's more about just like building on from that and not regressing, and just more about progressing.